What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman III of GBP Daily, and welcome to the Rob Westerman Show. You guessed it. You can find me all over social media at GBP Daily. And if you aren't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like the video, throw some comments down in the chat. It really helps me and goes a long way in helping the channel be seen across YouTube. It is Thursday. It's already Thursday. This week is flying by, August 29th, and we have had quite the news cycle going on in Packer world over the last few days. We talked about it all, and we'll continue to talk about it. Roster moves, people getting cut, people getting added. Ever since Tuesday, cut down day. So A.J. Dillon, season-ending IR. He is done for the year, at least for the Packers' sake. And if I were to guess, his days in Green Bay are probably over. Unfortunately, Anders Carlson, Greg Joseph released, and that brings the Packers to Braden Narvison from the Titans. So he will take over the kicking duties heading into the season. Let me know what you're feeling about Braden joining the squad. Throw some comments in the chat section. Excuse me. And we'll get talking about that. Anthony Johnson Jr. went to the Giants. That was a surprise cut for me. And Grant Dubose, our beloved Grant, is with Miami now. So a bunch of other guys heading to a bunch of other places, and we will get to all that. The Packers shredded their roster down to 53. So they got rid of just shy of 40 guys on Tuesday. So speaking of the chat, it is already heating up good. Love to see you. Happy Thursday. Jonathan Beckman in the house. Good evening, Rob. Good evening, Johnny. Good to see you, my man. Let me know any surprises from Cut Down Tuesday or Wednesday. Any additions being made? Let me know what you think, Johnny. I know your expert opinion is very well respected around these parts. So what else we got? Nick, who was your least favorite cut from Green Bay this year? I know a popular one is probably Christian Welch. I think he was kind of the fan favorite of preseason. He had a great preseason. He's now with the Broncos, and Christian Welch is from Wisconsin originally. He was a Packer fan growing up, so I think that resonated with a lot of folks. But my least favorite cut from Green Bay was Anders Carlson. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Probably, man, I don't really know if I have a least favorite cut, to be honest. Anthony Johnson Jr., obviously one of the more surprising cuts to go along with Grant Dubose, although I think we're going to keep 6 all along. I was hoping we'd keep 7. But, yeah, not really any surprise. I mean, there were surprises for sure, but my least favorite, I don't know if I've got one. Nick, if you got a least favorite, let me know what you're thinking. Beagle, Ayuk back to San Fran. Yeah, I see that. That's a bummer. He's going to be coming into Lambeau later in the season and getting spanked. So too bad for Ayuk. He's signing for 4 years, $30 million a year, if I remember correctly. What else we got? Jonathan, what happens if we lose a game on bad special teams play? Can you imagine the nightmare, Johnny? I don't have to imagine. I watched, and I know you watched too, the 49ers game last postseason. We had a 41-yarder with 4 minutes left to go up by 7. Instead, we stayed up by just 4 because Anders missed it. Another year bad special teams play, I don't have to imagine, is the 49ers again. Shocker. A couple years back. You know what I'm about to say. Block punt for a touchdown, blocked field goal right before half. It has been an absolute nightmare for special teams in playoffs. Packers special teams in the playoffs. That combination has not mixed dating back to, 2014. 2013, we got beat on a last-second field goal against the Niners. And if I remember correctly, there's a picture surfacing around. I think it might have been Tramon Williams who was going in for the block. and he had his arms out like this, and the ball was right through his arms. If he would have went like this, he would have blocked it. So yeah, special teams has not been our forte in the playoffs. That is for sure. And yeah, can you imagine? I don't want to imagine, John. Imagine a missed extra point and a missed field goal and a punt blocked and lose by 2 points. Is this year's kicker situation last year's D coordinator situation? Every week LaFleur questioned and he looks the other way. LaFleur will punt the question for lack of better terms. Johnny, you just got to hop on the show with me, man. You're fired up. You're on fire. I like it. Yeah, that'd be tough. That would be absolutely tough. And I agree. I think that's going to be a topic of conversation all year long with Matt LaFleur and the reporters are special teams. And speaking of special teams, Rich Bisaccia, is he good? I don't know. From what I've seen, no. So is he on the hot seat as the special teams coordinator / assistant coach? He's stuck his neck out for some guys that have not turned out. Anders Carlson, that didn't work out. He lucked into Keyshawn Nixon. You didn't know he was a returner. So, man, I don't know. We'll see. My family is 49er fans. I'm the lone Packers fan. We better get them this year. Nick, you are one of the smarter ones in your family, clearly, by being the Packer fan among 49er fans. I have some respect for San Fran. They've got a deep history. They've won a lot of Super Bowls, but they have not won a Super Bowl more recently than we have, despite all the beatdowns we've received in the playoffs. So, yeah, they've taken us down, but after the fact of beating us in the playoffs, they haven't really had much to brag about. So, Aaron, what's up, Rob? Aaron, what's going on, man? Good to see you in the chat. Long time no see, my man. Hope you're doing well. Happy Thursday. All right, what else we got? Haley, thoughts on our new kicker? Well, he had a great preseason, went 6 for 7 on field goal attempts. So one of those was a 59-yarder. So he's got a leg. I say that, and then now I'm about to say he did miss a 58-yarder. Funny story, though, about that. He actually made the 58-yarder initially, but there was a timeout called right before the snap. So it didn't count. He then had to come back out and left it short. And so, yeah, he was almost 7 for 7 with a couple near 60-yard makes. I'm excited. So my thoughts as far as the new kicker, I don't really have any thoughts on Braden himself. I haven't got to look at much. There isn't much to really look at. I saw a video Andy Herman posted yesterday of every kick that he has attempted. But I'm excited about Brian Gutekunst going out there actually fixing the issue, or at least trying to, kind of giving it a puncher's chance here. Peter Bukowski said throwing darts at the wall, and it might have been Aaron Angler. Sorry, I listen to so many Packers stuff. I get everybody mixed up. But they're throwing darts. And you know what? Now that I think about it, it's Andy Herman. They're throwing darts. You know, they threw a dart at Anders Carlson. They threw a dart at Greg Joseph. And now they're throwing one at Braden. So that was a good analogy by Andy Herman because, yeah, they're just tossing darts, trying to get something fixed. And so hopefully this is the fix for the kicker position. The only way to know is for him to make kicks in the regular season, which is next Friday. I'm so pumped. We are 8 days away from Packers football, which is crazy. Crazy to think about. We're almost there. I'm kind of getting a little nervous. So not because I'm feeling a little uneasy about the game Friday. It's just, I don't know. You want to start off 1-0 so bad. You don't want to wait, 6, 7, 8 months for Packers football and start off 0-1. But Eagles are going to be tough. It's going to be a good game. But we're still going to win. So, Haley, thank you for the question. Really appreciate you. What else we got? Aaron, it's been a while. Doing well, my man. Thanks. Good to see you on Talking Packers. You know it, my man. You know it. It's I'm glad to be back. I took a little hiatus this offseason, and I'm back and better than ever, Aaron. Good to see you. Burks, I think we go as well as our O-line goes. Is our starting five ready to dominate? Well, Burks, we shall see who our starting five is. I know there's some competition going on at right guard right now with Jordan Morgan and Sean Ryan. So we shall see. Jordan Morgan's had a shoulder injury for the latter half of camp, but I think he was kind of locking down that spot. So hopefully he's healed up and can get rolling here come Friday. But yeah, we go as our O line goes. The games are still won in the trenches. I know there's a lot of offensive firepower and a lot of speed going on, but if you can't block and you give Jordan Love enough time to toss it to the wide receivers to make those plays, it's just not going to happen. So, offensive line, all the years that our offenses were great, we've had great offensive lines, and so yeah, that's gonna be interesting. So, but we got some guys: Rashida Walker, Elton Jenkins, Josh Myers, and so yeah, I'm excited. So Zach Tom holding it down at right tackle. Only question mark is right guard, and I think by Friday that'll go to Jordan Morgan. Could go to Sean Ryan. We shall see. But Burks, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think we go as well as our O line goes. The Pac Lorian is in the house. The famous Pac Lorian. I always enjoy the pictures I see of him at training camp. Love the dedication. Love the outfit. Love the brand. Honored to have you on, Pac Lorian. Who do you think, Nick? Who do you think the wide receiver one is? Even if you don't want to use the term wide receiver one, who do you think Love's guy is? I think it's Romeo. That's what Nick said. Nick says I think it's Romeo. Man, I don't know who Love's guy is. Romeo is. I feel like they probably have built up the most connections and the biggest chemistry. But Dontavian Wicks has come along come along really well in camp, and him and Jordan seem to just have that repertoire between the two of them. Reminds me of Rogers Jordy or Rogers Devontae-esque, where things break down and all of a sudden you got Love thrown to Wicks or Love looking to Wicks right away. It just seems like he's always out there making plays when he is out there, which isn't as much as Jaden, Romeo, or Christian. So if I had to say one guy for this upcoming season, I'm going to go Dontavian Wicks. I'm excited for Wicks, man. I'm excited. He's gonna be a beast. Apache, what's up, man? All the way from New Mexico. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Glad to see you in the chat, chatting it up. Chad, my man, Chad. Funny story about Chad. I was at the Iowa State Fair a couple weeks back, and I was wearing a Packers shirt like I always am. Got to represent, and I was walking by, and I somebody said something to me. I didn't quite hear him. I assume I looked over at him, and he was wearing a Packers hat, so I thought he had said "Go Pack Go," and so I just had said, hey, Go Pack Go as well. Well, later on, Chad messaged me and said, "Hey, are you at the Iowa State Fair wearing a Christian Watson shirt?" I said, "Dang it, that was you, wasn't it?" So sorry, Chad, we didn't get to chat it up at the state fair. I know you had a good time. We got to talk a little bit afterwards. I had a good time. So, Chad in the house. The week in between preseason and week one is the longest. I agree. That's tough. The waiting period up to the draft too is also tough. But yeah, between free agency and the draft, those 2 weeks are pretty long, or 2-3 weeks, whatever that is. But this week's going to be long. This past week, I feel like has gone by pretty good with all the cuts and moves that were made from Tuesday and into today, and even as the weekend goes on. But next week we're going to have some practice news, some injury updates that we're going to want to keep an eye on. There's going to be some stuff going on, but this weekend, yeah, absolutely nothing but Badgers football Friday night. I am pumped for some Wisconsin Badger football. So Chad, hang in there with me, my man. We are almost there. Good to see you. Thanks for hopping in the chat. I appreciate you. Allie, Go Pack Go from Florida. Go Pack Go, Allie. Good to see you. I just want to see our guys stay healthy. Amen. Amen. Mick, have you been hearing about the concerns with the game being in Brazil? Mick, interesting question here, because yes, I just have seen a couple videos posted, them of being the Eagles players, they must have had some sort of media period with all the guys, and the reporters were asking them about the game being in Brazil quite a bit and whatnot. A.J. Brown said that the team told him to not walk on the street with their phone in their hand. Interesting enough. Devontae Smith was asked about how he felt going down there, and he responded and said no comment. So I'm hoping the concerns are just very, very precautionary. But I haven't seen any actual warnings of, outside of what these players have said. But they had a team meeting last night, is what they said about, going over warnings and all that stuff and the precautions heading down there. So I don't know, something to monitor heading into next week for sure. One thing's for certain, I don't think there's anything stopping the NFL from having this game in Brazil. So, don't expect any changes. And I don't think there should be. I see no issue with it. They're going down there to play a game. I'm sure, just like any other road trips, they kind of like to go out in the city and do some stuff. But I don't really know if that's the case with this game. So there's a ton of Packer fans down there, and I know they're all excited to watch the Packers play football. And for many of them, it will be their first and probably their last time ever they will see them in person, unless obviously they come up to the U.S. So, because I imagine the next Brazil game over the next few years, the Packers won't be in it until their time's up again, which who knows how long that'll be. So, Mick, great question, and something I kind of was looking at earlier, raised eyebrow a little bit just to kind of see what's going on. So, Alec, hopefully we go 1-0 against the Eagles. I hope so too, Alec. I am interested in Josh Jacobs, see how many rushing yards he can get. Well, let's go over 100, baby. Let's start off the year good. I'm super excited for Josh Jacobs. Blake, biggest threat to us in the NFC North. Lions, for sure. The Vikings, I don't think are going to be very good. And we spanked them last year. I know we spanked the Lions too. But Lions will be good this year. The Bears are the Bears. Until they prove otherwise, they are just still the Bears. I think their team will be better, though, this year. So prepare yourselves for a lot of Bears smack talk. We don't play the Bears until week 11. So they were scared to play us early on. I get it. So schedule makers put them at week 11, and that is in Chicago. So let's head in there and let's show Caleb Williams what this rivalry is all about, right? So what else we got? Okay, guys. Take a little snooze here. My biggest concern, KB, sorry, I was trying to see your comment from two different places here. My biggest concern is the O-line against the Eagles D front. How about you? Yeah, I guess I'm kind of drawing a blank here on who is on their D line. I don't know. Hopefully our offensive line can get it together before next Friday. I know they had a rough start to preseason, but they kind of hunkered down and had a great performance against the Ravens. So I think they're trending up. So biggest concern for the Eagles-Packers game is, for me, it's kicker. Not necessarily a concern. I'm not worried about it. It is what it is, but it's still a question mark until we see him hitting field goals in the regular season, on a consistent basis. So I would say, special teams, field goals mainly. Our punter's a beast. Whelan's been just bombing the ball all preseason. So, K19, appreciate the question. Do you feel like Jaden Reed is getting the least amount of hype from our receivers, even though he had a good stretch of a couple games last season? Cantera. I don't know. I don't think so. I know he missed a couple practices early on in preseason with his toe injury. There's just so many guys and so many things going on. He's been making plays all camp, but with so many new faces, Wicks coming on the scene, Jordan Love's contract situation kind of overtook the first week, and Josh Jacobs injuries. Jaden's been doing pretty good. I'm super excited for Jaden Reed. But yeah, if you're gonna say he is kind of a undercover or under the radar type of guy, I would definitely agree with you. He hasn't been getting as much coverage as the other guys. So, all right, it is time for the fact of the day. This is brought to you by TickPick. They guarantee the lowest prices on Packers tickets, and even better, if you end up finding tickets that are somehow cheaper than what they have them at, TickPick will give you 110% of your money back. So if you want $20 off your next ticket order, use the code Packers20. The code is Packers20 for $20 off your ticket order. It can only be used in the app, so be sure to download it with the season coming up. TickPick, check them out. Download the app. Use the code Packers20. Good guys over there. Good guys. The fact of the day is Clay Matthews and Aaron Campman were inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame tonight, which is just awesome to see. Dom Capers was in attendance. Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson were there to support. Clay Matthews, man, one of my favorite Packers to watch play the game of football, period. His energy, the long hair, dude was just an absolute legend. Going up against Kaepernick, I know we didn't come out on top a lot of those games, but doing the kiss over Colin Kaepernick, he was just a beast. And Aaron Campman, too, another stud. So he was wrecking it up during my early years of watching football. But big congratulations to Clay Matthews and Aaron Campman for being inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame. So also a big shout out to TickPick for partnering up with myself. I've used them. I would never stray you wrong. I would never promote something that I'm not 100% on board with personally. So download the app, use the code Packers20. You get $20 off. So do it, people. All right. Burks, what is your opinion on the new kickoff rule? Burks, I honestly do not have an opinion yet just because I haven't really got a chance to see it a whole lot outside of the broadcast of the preseason Packer games. I don't know. I don't know if it's that much more exciting or what the whole reason behind that was. The one thing I will say is having to announce that you have to do an onside kick and only being able to do onside kicks, at a certain period in the game is that's just dumb. The surprise onside kick, I think by the Colts in the Super Bowl, or was it the Saints in the Super Bowl? Maybe both of them did it. Those are just awesome plays, and to take out the onside kick, surprise and or limit it to a certain time in the game, and you got to be down by so much or whatever to be able to do an onside kick. It just doesn't seem right to me. There's rules on what play you can run. It just, I don't know, doesn't seem right to me. That's my 2 cents so far. I'm sure once I see a couple games here this season, I'll have more sharpened opinion. But Burks, thank you for the question. Aaron, how is that Charles Woodson whiskey? Charles Woodson whiskey is so good. First time I ever had it was with the Drew Cave up in Green Bay at Lodge Kohler. It was great. So can't recommend Charles Woodson whiskey enough. He was actually nice enough to send me a box of Woodson whiskey. Got a couple bottles. Had a couple bottles down here. One of them is gone. So, have it over ice on the rocks. That's the way to do it. Charles Woodson is good. Okay, it's late. That's going to do it for me today. As far as the show goes, I'll be backing at it again tomorrow morning. The content also never stops. As you know, I'm always posting Packer stuff all day, every day. So if you're not already, please follow me on social media at GBP Daily on every social platform. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video, throw a comment in the comment section. All of that helps me, and it is free of charge. Just a little bit of kindness on your end, so I'd appreciate that. I'll be back at it again tomorrow, so I look forward to seeing you guys then, and until then, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.